And welcome back, my friends. Joined now by our economic panel, former Virginia Congressman Dave Brat. He's the dean of the business at Liberty University, and Tom Maoli. He's an entrepreneur and supply chain expert based out of New Jersey, which, by the way, has the second most confirmed coronavirus cases in the country. Tom is also the president and CEO of Celebrity Motor Cars LLC, a luxury automobile dealership group. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right, Congressman, the economy is taking a massive hit from this shutdown. How soon do you want to see us getting back to work?
There's a great paper I want to refer everybody to. The American Enterprise Institute, Anna Sherbina, has modeled the relevant choice. And it models both the damage from the health harm from the virus and the economic harm. No one has done this yet. And that paper laid out an estimate of about 11 weeks a month ago. But that was before the estimates from the health virus damage went from 2 million down to 200,000, down to 60,000. And so that now needs to be put into that model, and then we'll see what the relevant range is. I would guess it would be, as President Trump and his intuition says, probably May 1. But obviously that is by state and by county and by region. And I just want to weigh in on the last comments you had when everyone says everyone is in this together. China is not in this together. On Easter of all days, the Roman Empire was not in on this together. And China is not in on this together either. They have documents, China 2025, China 2050, that say they are at economic war. They're in cyber war against the United States. And if anybody's been following the virus and the decisions they made and the communications they made with WHO, the World Health Organization, there is no mystery. They are all colluding, and the evidence is very clear. The World Health Organization is doing the talking points for China, who I don't think it was a bioweapon intentionally conveyed, but once it was let out, they did nothing to communicate with the rest of the world and to save us from the harm that we're all experiencing right now. The fault of this is not Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form. It is China, and it's not the Chinese people. It's the CCP, the Communist Party of China.
Gotcha. Tom, you know, there are folks around this country who are living this right now, millions and millions and millions of folks. People don't realize just how deep these shutdowns are impacting everybody from sports franchises to everybody that relies on them. What are you guys experiencing out there in Jersey?
The economic damage is deep, and the country has to get back up and running. I think he's going to make the decision. I think May 1st is the date. I think that, you know, it's like riding a bike. You know, you go out and ride a bike day one. You go out with training wheels, and then you got to take the training wheels off. We have to get portions of our economy up and running and get people confident. You know, consumers are plummeted. You know, they not only financially, emotionally. You have to get them back. They have to get out there. Pieces of the economy have to open, and they have to let the consumers know that it's safe to go out, and clearly using protections, face mask, glove. Everyone has to keep their distancing, social distancing, but we can still do business and we can get the economy rolling again. We have to do that because the damage that is being experienced in the economy, the trickle down is traumatic. It's traumatic on every front. And listen, clearly I agree. I don't think this is clearly war from China. I think it's we want to talk about collusion. This is collusion between China, Russia, and maybe North Korea. I clearly think this was an attack, but I'm not going to go there. That's not what we're talking about right now. As an American, we need to get our economy back up and running. I think the president knows that. I'm a personal friend of his. I think he's going to do the right thing. Listen, it's a tough decision. It is the biggest decision of his life. Clearly, you know, the health, safety, and welfare of the American people is first. But, you know, that's part of that health, safety, and welfare is having economic ability to support your family and put food on the table.
No, I get it. You know what? I'm glad you guys are concentrating on China, because the majority of the press could actually take a lesson from the both of you. Congressman, because we can't have any unity in this country because there's an election coming up and the press is going to make sure of that. Now they're saying, whose decision is it? The president or the governors? Will be the president or the governors. So here they are sowing another divisive narrative for us to deal with here in the United States. What is your opinion on who has the authority to get this, to make the decision to get the economy going again?
Yeah, my opinion is with Socrates and Plato and Aristotle and the rest of the Western philosophical tradition. It's not about opinion. It's about fact. And the fact is you need to model and use the best science available. And the best science available, the only economic paper I've seen that weighs in on the costs and the benefits of the health damage and the economic damage is American Enterprise Institute, Anna Sherbina. Everybody look at it. The health damage has gone from 2 million estimate from the models down to 200,000, down to 60,000. And so it's not a matter of opinion. Let's get Nancy Pelosi on the record. What's the best economic model she's seen? Let her state what that is. Let the House weigh in. What's the best economic model they've seen? They will have nothing to say. Mitch McConnell, the White House, and they will rely on science. It's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of fact and science and ethics.
Understood. So let's pivot where I think you both want to go, because, look, Tom, you're a supply chain guy. And one of the silver linings of this whole thing has been Americans, everyday Americans now, are waking up to the danger of having our crucial product lines based over in an enemy, in communist China, whether it's pharmaceuticals, whether it's just basic everyday products. How, as a supply chain guy, how critical do you think it is that we elect leaders in the future who are committed to getting us out of China?
It's very critical. And listen, Trump was on that path. The president was on that path. He was succeeding. And then clearly we had, I believe, a retaliation. You know, listen, we got to get him in office in 2020, and we got to give him the opportunity to finish the job. And he'll do it. And he'll do it. Supply chain is the backbone of America business. If you don't have supply chain, you have nothing. And, you know, you could talk about computers and technology. I serviced computers and technology companies in my global logistics company. Without supply chain, if you can't get parts to those computer companies so those computers can keep up and running, then you have nothing. Everyone's down. So supply chain is the backbone of American business. It has to continue to go. And like I said before, one of the questions you asked before is who should make this decision? You know, listen, I think it's guidance from the White House, and then I think it's ultimately at a state level, because the states know what's going on the ground. Their feet are on the street. They know what's going on. They know how it's affecting the towns, the communities, and where they can open up and not open up with guidance from above.
Understood. And last thing, Congressman Tom Cotton, Senator Tom Cotton's out there saying on this economic front that so many people have been hurt. He wants the formation of courts to allow the American people to sue the lying, backstabbing communist Chinese government. You in favor of that?
Absolutely. Tom Cotton is American patriot. Anyone that follows the facts will know he's right after the fact. The Chinese are currently buzzing Taiwan with jets, right? They're building islands in the South China Sea. Everybody needs to read the book, Deceiving the Sky, and they will see. The Chinese know that the next war will be economic and cyber. It will not be kinetic. It won't be a nuclear war. They are very clever in the way they conduct war. It's a way where they do not have to admit what happened, just like in this last pandemic. And so they're getting away with it unless the American people firm up. We are not all in this together. This is not a global community. From the Pope on down, the lines need to be drawn. Nero was not on our side. We need to declare the Chinese are not on our side. They have declared war against us, and it's up to all religious people and all secular people to declare that we will oppose China. They have 3 million people in concentration camps against the Uyghurs. They have been at war with the Tibetans. They are at war, and they have exposed the rest of the world. They're on a full attack against the rest of the world, whether intentional or not. They did not convey valuable information that could have saved the whole world from this. 400,000 Chinese flying from China to the United States in January and February. Chinese visitors on trade delegations into the White House, shaking hands with the White House. I don't need to go on. That's enough information for your folks to make up their mind.
Congressman, I'm right there with you. It's inexcusable behavior, and I believe,
you got it.
As Tom mentioned, it was with intent. Congressman Dave Brat and Tom Maoli, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate the time here on the Chris Salcedo Show.
Thank you.